Welcome once again to another primetime show on YTTV. Welcome to Pro Football Chat. I am your pigskin prophet, your host, Freddie Football. And hey, we got a great show. Thank you for joining. Hey, hit that subscribe button. If you have any comments, leave comments, and let's do the do. All right. We're going to discuss quarterbacks around the league. There's been a lot of buzz and news and trades and stuff, so we're going to do that. But first, before we get to that, you remember the last show, I had a couple of trivia questions for you, and we're going to answer those. And two of those questions, I'm going to do the first question. The first question was, name the top three defenses in NFL history. Top three defenses in NFL history. Well, the first answer to that question out of the top three, the 1975 Pittsburgh Steelers, that great steel curtain defense of the early and late 70s. They are, in my book, are number one. My second top three defenses in NFL history is the 1985 Chicago Bears, coached up by Mike Ditka. They had the likes of lineman Richard Dent, linebacker Mike Singletary, Wilbur Marshall, Dan Hampton. There's some other names on there. Steve McMichael, Gary Fensick. A lot of great, Dave Durson, a lot of great players on that dominant defense. Even Washington Commanders coach Ron Rivera was a linebacker on that 1985 Chicago Bears team. And then the last one is the 2000 Baltimore Ravens, headed up by Coach Bill Belichick, Steve Belichick, I believe his name was Steve Belichick. Linebacker Ray Lewis headed that defense up, and they went on to win the Super Bowl and crush the Giants that year, 34-7. But those are my top three defenses of all time in NFL history. The top three defenses: the 1975 Pittsburgh Steelers. 10 years later, the 1985 Chicago Bears, and the 2000 Baltimore Ravens. Okay, next trivia question. What two quarterbacks went to the Super Bowl 4 times with the same team and lost all 4 games? Ask that question again. What two quarterbacks went to the Super Bowl 4 times with the same team and lost all 4 Super Bowl games? I'll give you a minute. Give up? Buffalo Bills quarterback Jim Kelly went to the Super Bowl twice against the Dallas Cowboys, once against the Washington Redskins, once against the New York Giants, and lost all 4 games with the same team. Quarterback, former Buffalo Bills quarterback Jim Kelly. The other quarterback, many of you probably don't remember, because I was barely a kid when this guy played. Minnesota Vikings quarterback Fran Tarkenton went to the Super Bowl 4 different times. Against the Miami Dolphins, against the Oakland Raiders, against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and there was another time these Vikings went to the Super Bowl. I believe it was the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins, the Raiders, Steelers. What team did I just say? Steelers, Dolphins, Raiders, and there was another team that they lost to. Um, I'll get back with you on that, but I know he went to the Super Bowl 4 times with the same team, just like Jim Kelly, and he lost. He lost. Okay, let me see. Let's see if I can figure it out here. What team was it? Uh, Minnesota Vikings. Uh, Steelers. Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs. Actually, you know what? I'm wrong on that one. Um, he went 3 times, Frank Tarkenton, and lost. The other Minnesota lost quarterback was Joe Cap against the Kansas City Chiefs. So I apologize about that. So there was only one quarterback that went to 4 Super Bowls with the same team and lost all 4 games, and that was Buffalo Bills quarterback Jim Kelly. So I apologize about that one. All right, let's get on with the show. I guess I am the brave one. Okay. Of course, you know, Packers news. The Aaron Rodgers era in Green Bay is still alive. Heart still pumping, heart still beating. He has not left Green Bay. And for all you cheesehead fans out there, go ahead and celebrate. In pursuit of another Super Bowl title, Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers have worked out a 4-year, $200 million deal. A 4-year, you heard that right. A 4-year, $200 million deal that makes him the highest paid player in NFL history. Highest paid player. And I tell you, my friend, that's a lot of ducats. That's a lot of dollars. That's a lot of dollars. It adds up. It's a lot of dollars. Aaron Rodgers signed a 4-year, $200 million deal, which makes him the highest NFL player in Super Bowl history. Woo! Man, that's a lot of money. What is he going to do with all that? Wow. Okay. You see him wearing a Deshaun Watson jersey, Houston Texans, just Deshaun Watson. He is in the news. And quarterback Deshaun Watson will not be facing any criminal charges for allegations of sexual misconduct. There were 22 women that filed a civil lawsuit against Deshaun Watson following an investigation into these lawsuits of sexual assault and massage sessions. And the grand jury in Harris County, Texas, determined yesterday, Friday, that he's free to go. He's free to go. So I believe somehow, somewhere, Deshaun Watson, no disrespect to you, but I believe you got a praying grandma, bro. Somebody was praying for you. 22 allegations. Wow. And to come out going through the fire and coming out and not smelling like smoke. You got a praying grandma somewhere, bro. She getting them knees. She's getting them knees seriously ashy. That's a miracle. So, praise the Lord on that one. Okay. Broncos news / Seahawks news. The Seattle Seahawks have traded quarterback Russell Wilson, as you all know, to the Denver Broncos in a massive haul. So the Broncos now have their quarterback in Russell Wilson. The Seahawks got a massive haul through this. They got multiple first-round draft picks. They got 2 first-rounders, 2 first-round draft picks, 2 second-round draft picks, a 5th-round draft pick. And in addition to that, they got quarterback Drew Lock from Denver. They got tight end Noah Fant. and they got defensive lineman Shelby Harris. So they got three players. They got a quarterback, they got a defensive lineman, they got a tight end, and in addition, they got two first round picks, two second round picks, and a fifth rounder. So that was definitely um, a massive haul for for uh, for the Seahawks to trade that. So, but I don't know. I don't know. I call it a psycho deal. I think Denver stole Russell Wilson away from Seattle. What do you think? Is that what you think? I think it was a steal. Even though they gave up two first rounders, big deal. Two second rounders. You got a Super Bowl type caliber. You have a Super Bowl caliber quarterback. So I still think, despite the massive haul that the Seahawks got in return, I still think that Denver got a deal, and you guys are psycho, and I don't think you should have got rid of Russell. So that's that's what I call that. Um, so yeah, he's been to a Super Bowl. He's been to two Super Bowls. He knows how to win. He's a great quarterback. He throws the ball deep, and he's very accurate. He's very accurate when he throws the ball deep. He's dangerous, and he's gonna. I think he's gonna have. I think he's gonna make for some good weapons to throw to in Denver. And if they have a good running game, because Russell can run the ball, he can throw the ball. I think Denver is going to be a hard offense to stop now that they've acquired him. So there are some teams that are in desperate need for quarterback. Desperate need for quarterback. So the Colts, the Indianapolis Colts, they're also in the news. The Indianapolis Colts, um, they need a quarterback. The Seahawks, they need a quarterback. Tampa Bay, Tom Brady walking away from the game. They need a quarterback. Pittsburgh, Ben Roethlisberger retired this year. They need a quarterback. Carolina, still not unsure what they want to do with Cam Newton and that situation there. They need a quarterback. Possibly New Orleans, not knowing what they're going to do with quarterback Jameis Winston. So my thoughts this year, there's a quarterback class coming out in this draft, and it's not all that flashy. There's talk about Malik Willis, the guy from Liberty. Um, they're saying he's like a prolific passer. You got Kenny Pickett, who I've seen play in some college games from the University of Pittsburgh. Pretty decent. That kid from Ole Miss. I can't think of his name right now, but you can put it in the comments and I'll look at it. I think his name is Chad or something like that. But quarterback, but the quarterback um, pick of the litter this year in the draft is not very flashy to me. It's not very impressive. So I wouldn't even draft a quarterback in the first round. I wouldn't. Despite being desperate, a team that's in desperation for a quarterback, because of course you still have free agency, which will be starting up in a few days. And then you can get a good quality quarterback in a second or third round. You don't necessarily have to burn a pick or waste a pick on what these guys. I mean, they don't really impress me. The quarterback class coming out of college this year. I'm not overwhelmed or overtaken by anybody or surprised. So, but in this league, what is needed for a team in this league to win a Super Bowl? You need a quarterback. You need a quarterback. You need a good front office. You need a great owner, good GM. Um, you need a hell of a football coach that knows his X's and O's, that knows how to lead his men on the field, that knows how to rub off on them and cause and give them a winning attitude. And you need a quarterback. You need a good owner, a good GM. You definitely need a quarterback. You definitely need a coach that's a winning coach that rubs off on his players, and you need a running game. So those five things and a strong defense. I'm going to say six. Let's leave out our owner. The owner's decent, good enough, but you need a good GM, general manager that knows what he's doing. You need a good coach, a winning coach with a winning attitude that rubs off on his players, that affects his players in that manner. You need a great quarterback who can throw the ball, who can improvise, who can think on the run, who's very smart, knows how to get the ball upfield, is very accurate in his throw, can throw the deep ball. You need a good running game. You need a great running game, and you need a strong defense. If you have those five elements, in my opinion, this is my opinion, if you have those five elements, that's a great recipe for that's a great recipe. And if you have that, because the Patriots had that for years. They had that for years, and we all remember that 18-0 run until they lost in the Super Bowl. They were nearly invincible, but there's a thing called upsets, and that's why we play the game. So yeah, so you got to have that. But the Denver Broncos, they got their man in Russell Wilson. Um, the Green Bay Packers, they got their man in Aaron Rodgers. They got him back. Um, Jimmy Garoppolo, where's he going? Don't know. Don't know. He gets injured a lot, so don't know if he's going to stay in San Fran. Not sure about that. Um, Deshaun Watson. Now, there's four teams. There's four teams in the running for quarterback Deshaun Watson. Carolina, Cleveland, the New Orleans Saints, and the Seattle Seahawks, and Tampa Bay could also be in that running. He was selected 12th overall in the 2017 draft. He signed a 4-year contract with the Houston Texans, worth $177 million, with $111 million in guaranteed money. It's a lot of moolah, folks. That's a lot of moolah. $111 million guaranteed money. So I'm sure that the Texans want to get that off of their books. So they probably want to get him out of there. But those teams are interested in Deshaun. Carolina, Cleveland, the Saints, and the Seahawks. I think, in my opinion, I think that, and I'm sure Deshaun Watson wants to go to a strong team with a strong coaching staff and a team that has the potential of going to the Super Bowl. I think he would make a great fit in Seattle or Tampa. Actually, let me check myself. I think Deshaun would make a great fit in Tampa Bay. They have a decent defense. Um, they have a very good coach in Bruce Arians. They have a good general management. Owner is straight. They have a decent running game. Deshaun Watson, he can definitely throw the ball. He can definitely read defenses. He can be a gunslinger at times. He can be a playmaker at times. He can throw on the run, or he can run the ball. He audibilizes. I mean, he does all those things very good. So I think he's still in his prime. He's still young. So young guns, young guns. young guns. So if he were to show up in Tampa, I think that he would. I think that he would do well. So it's just a matter of seeing how that turns out, and I guess we'll find out. Free agency starts, I believe, on the 16th. Like I said, a few days from now. So there's going to be some changes around the league, of course, and I'm sure there's going to be some shocking news and there's going to be some surprises. But I'll be very interested to see where Deshaun Watson, if he in fact is cleared to play to come back, where he'll go. Other news, Commanders news. Quarterback, former Philly quarterback, former Indy quarterback, Carson Wentz is now a Washington Commander. Carson Wentz was traded, and in exchange, the Commanders are receiving a 2022 seventh round pick from Indianapolis, along as extra compensation. Indy, they receive a second, a third, and a third round conditional pick. So Washington was not hurt on that exchange, and I'm gonna give some grades here. The Seattle Seahawks, they did get a massive overhaul for Russell Wilson. Um, they got three players. They got a quarterback, a defensive lineman, a tight end, two first round picks, two second round picks, and a fifth round pick. So I'll give them a B minus. Denver, excellent acquisition in Russell Wilson. I'll give them an A plus. It probably won't hurt them too much to give that up to get him. So I'll give them an A. I thought it was a steal on their part. So I'll give them an A. Um, Washington Commanders, Indianapolis. Um, I think Indy gave up too soon on Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz played 1 year under quarterback coach Frank Reich, who he wanted to play for. And, of course, at the end of the year, Carson Wentz struggled down the line. He had a horrible game against the Jacksonville Jaguars, a team that Indianapolis should have beat. They lost that game. But you can't judge that man on one game. This was an MVP candidate a few years back when he played with the Eagles, and injuries, the injury bug bit him, and it kind of affected his game some. But he's still young, and now he goes to Washington, and they got some weapons there. Scary Terry McLaurin, touchdown Terry, as I call him. So you got some weapons. You got Antonio Gibson. You got Ricky Seals Jones, tight end. You got Logan Thomas, another tight end. So they got Curtis Samuel. They got some weapons. They got young guns. They're young guns. Carson Wentz is only 29 years old. He's still in his prime. And can he turn his career around? Certainly. If he's in the right place with the right fit, with the right coaching staff, yes, he can go a long way. So who's to say that this man can't become another MVP? Can't turn his season around and become an MVP quarterback in the NFL? So are the Commanders going to the Super Bowl? Well, I hope so. I'm a Commander fan. But we'll have to wait and see. So Carson Wentz is going back to the NFC East, and he's going to be facing the Cowboys, facing his former team, the Philadelphia Eagles. And he's going to be facing the Giants. So, how is that going to turn out? We'll have to wait and see. But I think Carson Wentz is a good quarterback. If you give him a line, that's going to block for him, he'll pick you apart. If you give Carson Wentz time to throw, he'll pick you apart. I've seen him. Um, so you can't judge one bad, rough season, judge a quarterback by that. But you can judge a quarterback by winning games, winning Super Bowls, winning playoff games, winning games in clutch situations. So he goes to a new team, a new coach under Riverboat Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. But Carson Wentz, he has the skills, he has the talent, and if they build up a line that will block for him, and they have a running game, he'll be just fine. He'll be just fine. So this is going to conclude another show. Thank you for joining your resident pigskin prophet, Freddie Football, on Pro Football Chat. Hey, stay tuned for our next show. We're going to take a look at who's available in free agency, and I'll take a look at what fit will be good for each team, and we'll look at the different positions of who's available in free agency, and we'll talk about where they would go, what's a good fit for them, where they would go, and how they would help these teams get better on the road to Super Bowl in the 2022 season. So with that said, thank you, ladies and gents. Thank you for joining the Pigskin Prophet. That's me, Freddie Football. I'll see y'all next time on Pro Football Chat. Peace.